The monthly video episode from Pallottine Institute, Mysore, for the month of March presents the life of Father Josef Stanek, a Pallottine martyr from Poland. The life of Father Josef Stanek, along with his way to Christian martyrdom, needs to be unfolded from a historical perspective. Father Josef Stanek was born on 4 December 1916 in Łaprzeniżne in the Diocese of Krakow in Poland, close to the border with Slovakia. He was the 10th child of his parents, Josef Stanek and Agnieszka. The eldest sister by name Stefania was 17 years old when her youngest brother, Joseph, was born. Their father got inducted into the Austro-Hungarian army. Unfortunately, when Joseph was just 6 years old, he lost his grandparents as well as his parents within the span of a year from 1920 to 1924. He began his formal studies at the age of 7. He was studious, helpful, diligent, quiet, and shy while being in the school. Being a very religious-minded boy, his sister Stefania decided to send him to Collegium Marianum at Wadowice in 1929, which was run by Pallottine fathers. In 1935, he was graduated from his school and passed his maturity examinations. He was a very solid and righteous person, very straightforward and dependable. The situation of little changed when the onslaught of the Second World War. On 1st September 1939, Poland was attacked by the German army as well as the Russian army on 17 September. The cleric Josef Stanek found himself in the area occupied by the Russians. While trying to escape from the Russian army, Father Josef Stanek was captured by the Russian troop. After a few days, he was able to escape from the detention camp. After many days of hiding and journeying through the unknown land, having nothing much to eat other than the raw farm produced, Father Josef Stanek reached his home, and after a few months, he was able to reach the seminary to resume his study and formation to the priesthood. He was ordained a priest on 7 April 1941 by the Archbishop of Warsaw, Most Reverend Stanley Gall. He celebrated his first Mass on the 14 April 1941 and began his priestly ministry as a preacher. As the Second World War gained momentum, Poland witnessed an uprising called the Warsaw Uprising in 1944. It was an insurrection in Warsaw by which the Polish army tried to liberate Warsaw from the German occupation, and Father Josef Stanek was the chaplain at the chapel of the Sister of Mary's family in Chorza Street, which was the epicenter of uprising. The uprising could not dissuade him from his priestly ministry. He dispensed his priestly duties in the cellars and apartments that were located in the underground. He worked both among the fighters and the civilian population. In spite of the worrying about the existing dangers, he would visit the dangerous zone of the district of Czerniaków with bread and wine to celebrate Mass and offer pastoral assistance to the faithful. Hence, Father Josef Stanek is fondly remembered by the faithful as a devoted priest who eagerly and courageously prepared himself for the highest sacrifice. Aimed at severe battle in the Czerniaków, he worked hard to reach out to the needy. He was courageous as well as cautious and prudent in dispensing his priestly ministry. But whenever he wanted to carry out his religious service at a certain location, he was never unduly frightened of the dangers. During one of the severe attacks carried out by the German troops in those hospitals, Father Josef would join the rescue action of the sick and those saving many from death. He knew that life is love and love is sacrifice. Though the magnitude of fighting came to a halt on 23 September 1944, yet Father Josef Stanek was captured and was led through the rubble and ruins into the area of warehouses of Spoen factory, which became the place of his atonement, that he was hanged there. He was just 28 years old then. Witnesses and testimonies attest to the fact that he was the personification of virility, courage, and unlimited dedication to the people. He could see him everywhere whenever moral, psychological, and spiritual support was demanded, so much so in the hardest moments of one's struggle, he brought relief to the suffering. He administered sacraments to those who were dying and inspired others with the words of hope. Having a great treat to his life, he walked around the trenches, barricades, and the firing points of the first line of the front. You could also see him in the cellars and bunkers of the civilians. Another testimony that has come down from a soldier present, the excerpts from his homily of Father Joseph. War is barbarism, but to God the hearts of soldiers are very dear, those who fight for the right cause, and our cause is just and honest, and justice on our side, because we defended ourselves. Bloodshed during this war and all the sacrifice would be offered not only to the glory of the homeland, but also to the glory of God. Holy Father Pope St. John Paul II declared Father Josef Stanek blessed on the 13th June 1999 in Warsaw. May his courage and commitment in reaching out to the needy with his words of comfort and spiritual healing may inspire all of us to become dedicated soldiers for Christ.